It's for him. No, seriously.
I'd rather have him answer.
Yeah, I'd rather answer.
Imagine being jailed for fighting injustice, only to rise decades later as one of Africa's richest and most powerful presidents.
This is a national platform. Here, no voice is too small. No perspective is too inconvenient to be heard.
You know what's crazy? Cyril Ramaphosa's story feels like a movie. He went from prison cells to presidential jets, and his rise wasn't just about politics. It was survival, strategy, and insane persistence. Let's rewind to where it all began, because this part blew my mind.
Matamela Cyril Ramaphosa was born in Soweto, Johannesburg. He matriculated at Mapupudi High School in Sibasa Venda.
And here's where it gets even more surprising. Ramaphosa wasn't born into wealth or luxury. He entered the world in 1952, the son of Samuel Ramaphosa, a retired policeman, and his wife. At first, the family lived in the old Western Native township, later moving to Soweto, a place that shaped his character in ways money never could. He began his education at Chilidzi Primary School before completing high school at Mfafuli in Venda. But young Cyril had bigger dreams. Inspired perhaps by his father's law enforcement background, he pursued law at the University of South Africa. Here's the twist. While most students were focused on exams, Ramaphosa dove headfirst into activism. He joined the South African Students' Organization, SASO, and the Black People's Convention, becoming a fearless voice against apartheid. That decision would cost him dearly. In 1974, he was arrested and spent 11 brutal months in jail under the Terrorism Act, simply for protesting. 2 years later, he was jailed again, this time for 6 months. Think about that. Would you risk prison twice just for justice? His persistence and bravery at such a young age set the stage for everything that came next.
When the price of gold is low, very little money is spent on safety, which just proves that safety to them is not as important as production.
But wait, here's where the story takes a wild turn. After those years of student activism and prison time, Cyril Ramaphosa didn't back down. He leveled up. He joined the African National Congress, ANC, and quickly became one of their sharpest minds. By 1991, he wasn't just another politician. He was the chief negotiator helping to end apartheid. That's a history-making role right there. Now, many people expect him to be Nelson Mandela's successor. Imagine that, going from rebel law student to president of South Africa right after Madiba. But here's the twist. Instead of chasing the presidency, he shocked everyone by quitting politics and diving straight into business. And he didn't just do business. He built an empire. He brought McDonald's to South Africa, chaired the telecom giant MTN, and founded a powerhouse conglomerate that spread across food, energy, and beverages. That's how he stacked up hundreds of millions. Just when everyone thought he'd retired into luxury, he made another comeback. In 2012, Ramaphosa returned to politics with the kind of financial independence most leaders can only dream of. By 2014, he was vice president under Jacob Zuma, who later resigned in disgrace. And when the country desperately needed a trustworthy face, Cyril was the man people turned to. Think about it. By the time he became president, he wasn't just powerful. He was already a multimillionaire with expensive tastes and zero need to steal from taxpayers. How many politicians can say that? And here's where his lifestyle gets even crazier. Being president of one of Africa's largest economies isn't just about power, it's about protection. South Africa spends nearly $400 million every single year on private security for government officials. That number alone is mind-blowing, but of course, Cyril Ramaphosa sits at the very top of that list. He gets what many call the alpha dog treatment. Wherever he goes, a convoy follows, 9 vehicles deep, including bulletproof sedans built like luxury tanks, and even an ambulance ready for emergencies. On top of that, he can be accompanied by up to 20 guards, all armed and trained to handle anything. This isn't just symbolic, it's survival. Ramaphosa has political rivals, critics, and the heavy weight of history on his shoulders. Security for him isn't about showing off. It's about ensuring stability in a nation that has seen its fair share of unrest. So when his convoy moves through the streets, it's not just a president passing by. It's an operation, a moving fortress designed to keep the country's leader safe no matter what situation unfolds. Now, when it comes to air travel, Cyril Ramaphosa's lifestyle takes luxury to the skies. His official presidential jet is a Boeing 737, and while many see it as outdated, it's still fitted with serious comforts. We're talking a private bedroom and even a shower at 30,000 feet. It's less like a plane and more like a flying hotel suite, with turbulence adding an extra thrill to the ride. But here's the twist. This old Boeing has been around for so long that it feels like the jet that time forgot. It's carried more presidents than most people have owned cars, and every flight is a reminder that South Africa's presidential fleet hasn't exactly kept up with modern aviation standards. When that jet isn't available, Ramaphosa doesn't wait around. He turns to leased aircraft, most often a Boeing 727 or a sleek Gulfstream, both secured through South African airliness. Then there's the Cessna Citation Sovereign, often dubbed the party jet. With its club seats and refreshment center, it's where high-altitude meetings or celebrations happen mid-flight. And if all else fails, there's always the Embraer Lineage 1000, leased from South African Airways. This serves as the backup jet, ensuring that the president never misses a critical international obligation. Critics often point out that juggling leased aircraft instead of investing in a modern presidential fleet makes South Africa look unprepared. But despite the complaints, Ramaphosa has managed to uphold his duties without fail. Whether it's the vintage Boeing or a leased Gulfstream, his international travel arrangements still reflect the prestige and style expected of a world leader. If his jets display his force in the clouds, Cyril Ramaphosa's automobile collection reflects his sense for luxury and utility on the ground. Perched at the top of his garage, the armored masterpiece costing over $100,000 is the BMW 7 Series. Built especially for the head of state, this is more than just any other sedan. It combines luxury with excellent security. Inside, a large 14.9-inch infotainment touchscreen, a sophisticated voice helper, and even a heat comfort package that warms the steering wheel and produces cabin temperature in seconds are among other characteristics. It's essentially a luxury sports tank built for both safety and aesthetics. A premium SUV with advanced driving technology follows the BMW X3 M40i. It's more about invention than just size. Probably having more computer capacity than the first spacecraft to land on the moon, the X3 is equipped with systems so sophisticated. Ramaphosa's vehicle combines luxury with utility to be a flexible vehicle for both metropolitan roads and longer excursions. The Mercedes-Benz C63 AMG is another car renowned globally for its performance and driving modes. Renowned for its strong back support and solid seating, it offers comfort even on extended travels. At the same time, its hybrid driving system gives Ramaphosa the thrill of speed without sacrificing efficiency. But this collection consists of more than merely opulent sedans. Priced around $35,000, the president also possesses a Toyota Hilux Raider, renowned for its durable construction and off-road performance. The Hilux is the kind of car you would want if you were traveling through South Africa's most difficult terrains. Unusually, the Volkswagen Polo, priced at around $22,700, is among the most basic vehicles in his collection. The Polo may seem simple when compared to his other luxury vehicles, but it offers daily use and compact elegance. It demonstrates that even a person with access to armored BMWs and high-performance Mercedes vehicles can still enjoy a car meant for comfort and simplicity. Ramaphosa's garage, taken together, shows a remarkable equilibrium: opulence where expected, safety where required, and personal flair interwoven throughout. It's more than just a vehicle collection. It's a mirror of his path from resiliency to strength.
Okay, so everybody wants to be fit here, right? Because this is a country where poverty still has a grip on the people of our country.
Today, Cyril Ramaphosa is more than simply a political leader. He is a man whose riches and way of living have come to be as much a subject of debate as his policies. Having a net worth in the hundreds of millions, he is not only South Africa's president, but also one of the wealthiest leaders on the continent. His money lets him savor the finer things in life, from armored luxury cars to personal jets that function as flying suites. These sophisticated tastes are very different from his modest upbringing in Soweto and early years spent behind bars challenging apartheid. His tale is very engaging because of this paradox. An activist becomes a millionaire. But such richness causes controversy. On the one hand, many appreciate his ability to grow rich apart from politics. Unlike leaders who depend only on state wages, Ramaphosa amassed his wealth via actual commercial endeavors, therefore enhancing his claim of financial independence. This lessens his sensitivity to corruption charges, which is an uncommon feature in African politics. Critics counter that his lifestyle seems opulent, particularly in a nation still struggling with unemployment and poverty. Luxury cars, rented aircraft, and high-level security convey power, but they also draw attention to the gap between the president and regular people. Ramaphosa, therefore, resides between two spheres. He is both the resilient campaigner who once risked his freedom for justice and the polished statesman who now lives a life of tremendous wealth. Admiration for his persistence, but criticism for the extravagance characterizing his presidency divides people precisely this way. From student protests and prison cells to private jets and luxury cars, Ramaphosa's journey is unlike any other. His story is a reminder of how power and success can reshape a life. What shocked you most about his lifestyle? Drop your thoughts below, and don't forget to like and subscribe.